New channel, new manga chapters. What's going on, y'all? Thank you all so much for being here today. Greatly do appreciate your time here as always. Welcome to the next few chapters of Heavenly Delusions, chapters 68 through 70. You guys, it's been a while since I went ahead and did this. This will be the first episode of these chapters of this manga on this channel. That's because the previous channel got terminated, as you all know, yada yada. If you guys are interested in little snippets of those old chapters that I picked up from the anime, that's on my TikTok page, so definitely go check that out. Gives you a small look, a small taste of what we were getting into back on that channel. So now I'm here to continue it. I know it's been a long time. I'm sorry I had to take a little bit of a hiatus, had to get my thoughts, my head together, had to switch up different things on the channel. I'm still continuing on this manga without a doubt. Moving forward, at least once a week, we will be getting these chapters, at least 3 of them per episode. So I hope you guys do enjoy. I went ahead and I breezed through the last few chapters again just to get myself caught up because it's been a while now. It's been about maybe a month. So I know that Sis and Maru are getting chased down by this being after they were met at this facility. We were in the more future tense of Mikura, and also Saichio was going ahead and taking off their clothes for her. So we'll see what happens. Anyway, guys, it's great to be back. Thank you guys so much for sticking along, coming back. If you guys are from the previous channel, if you guys are new here, welcome. And hopefully you guys do enjoy the chapters that we're going to read on top of the channel. And if you guys are enjoying everything you guys are seeing, please leave me a like down below. I greatly do appreciate it. Also, don't forget to hit subscribe, and then also don't forget to hit the bell notification icons whenever I upload. You guys are here for the bangers. You guys don't miss a beat. Thank you guys again. Let's go ahead and see what we got through the next few chapters of Heavenly Delusion. All right, y'all. Chapter 68, Monster. Again, huge shout out to Lime. Thank you again, brother, for providing me these manga panels as always. Really do appreciate you. All right, guys. So we pick up from where we are at the village town area where Maru and Sis were being chased into a house. That little thing there at the bottom is going to be that monster person thing that's chasing them. Creak, creak, creak. Starts creaking inside. It's inside. Let's get out of here. No, upstairs. It won't have any space to dodge my beams up here. I'll wait at the top of the stairs just where its rocks can't hit me. Sis, I think I figured out what that thing is. I read about it in a book. It's a yokai called a satori. Immediately. No. Okay. Are you serious? Okay, hold on. A yokai? Apparently it can read our minds. That's how it dodged your cure beam and how it immediately knew which house we were in. So it'll know that we're trying to ambush it, right? Yokai. Aren't those things just made up? I saw it in an encyclopedia. Just because it's in a book doesn't mean it's real. They smell something? Wait, something doesn't look right. That bastard. Oh, she's smoking them out. It's torching the house. Holy. Maru, get off to the balcony. Don't breathe in the smoke or you'll pass out. Does it have to be annoyingly unpredictable? This whole area will be on fire soon. Sis, can you get to the pipe next door? I'll help. I could try. Gets her to the beam. I'm letting go. Oh, this might work. But what about... He just leaps down because he's a superhero. With ease. Gets on the ground. Hold on tight and take your time. So what's known as Satori is outside walking, and then Maru just goes straight for her. Now you take this. Kicks her right in the head. Takes... Oh, thought takes off the robe, but no, she dodges because she can see, read their minds. Gets out of the way, and Maru gets in his fighting stance. I just can't land a hit. It feels different from Ichika Takezuka though. It's not just dodging by reflex. Goes in for a jab and then a kick. Feints won't work either. Man, I guess it really is reading my mind. It has to be. Where have we seen this before? So right now Maru is in a pickle where no matter what he does, he physically attacks or he goes in for a feint or a fake essentially. No matter what, what's known to be Satori is just reading his mind, dodging it, whatever may have you. He cannot do anything to this person. So now there's a light that comes from the robe, but what seems to be a punch gets a hit, really gets him, actually gets hit, seems like it hurts. Sis finally gets down from the beam. Sis, I think this really is a yokai. Yeah, I think it really is reading our minds. Let's attack it together and see it can read both of us at the same time. Don't get too close. I just got hit with some kind of metal bat. Even I'd have been in trouble if I hadn't blocked it. That means it's probably out of rocks. If it goes to pick one up, I'll shoot. I just hope it doesn't read that too. Maru, wait! Don't just run up to it. It's dangerous. Yeah? Goes for a kick. I've had enough of you worrying about me like that. You think it might kill me, right? Oh my gosh, the metal bat again gets the shoulder. Damn it! That's it! It keeps attacking with no wind-up at all. Wow, just instantly goes, stay still, bink, just with the metal bat or whatever. Like, there's no, you can't read it, or he can't read it. Oh shit. Okay, so Sis notices it's not a bat. That's their arm. It looks like the hand is this whole thing's robotical. Robotic? I don't know how to pronounce it. But anyway, it's mechanical. It's a robot arm, and the fist is actually going down, and it's like some type of circular plate thing. I don't even know what to call that, but you see it. So Maru seems to be going down. Grabs a hold of the robe. I told you I would protect you. Flips what's known to be a Satori over. Gets on the ground. I did it. Yatta! It's a machine. This thing's a robot. Oh, it's actually a robot. Looks like it can't get up easily. Now, sis. Okay, hold up. Are we getting into another situation where another kid's brain goes and gets transferred into a robot? Because first it happened to what's her name that we know of, and now it's happening to what's known to be as Satori. So, oh my gosh. What is that? Not only was it a brain, it's the whole head of somebody. That doesn't even look like Satori. The sight of it is just making Sis just vomit. To her, it's just, she's repulsed by this. This is insane. So Maru catches Sis looking like this and reacting. He goes up to her, asking if she's okay, but then realizes she's not, picks her up. Okay, Sis, let's just get out of here. Sorry. Thank you. She cannot handle that. Okay, guys, I just went ahead and researched it a little bit just to make sure. It looks like I was tripping. I mistaken the name Satori for something else and somebody else who I thought it was. So, never mind. This is somebody, I guess, completely new. I didn't want to look too deep just in case for spoiler reasons, obviously. But it looks like what I was thinking was not what was being implied here. But still, this is insane to just see that they actually hooked up someone's head to a body and their conscience loaded up into this machine. It's not just like Nata, where it's just like, I guess did they say it was a brain? Anyway, it's not like a Nata situation. Like, this is similar, but this is a whole head. But anyway, now we're back to Michika and Saichio. What are you doing? Saichio! Look, Mikura, please, look at me. Stop it! Don't joke around with your elders like that. Get out! Peeks. Is that like a bullet hole, or is that the disease? So Mikura gets up to Saichio, but that's like, yeah, I think it's just like Taro's. No! These marks spread all around Taro's body before he died, which we still don't know what that egg was. You know, I have been feeling a little out of shape lately. My worst fear has finally come true. Mikura hates what's happening. She's really sad. Instantly, we're back to Sessamaru. How did it take me this long to realize something so simple? These signs were back to back, but really, they were both supposed to point the same way. Ah, interesting. Okay, so the signs were flipped where they went the opposite way. Ah, okay. If there were a hunter hideout, it would be the other way. That robot turned this sign around to lure people into his den. Damn it. Toss the sign. Let's go. We're just gonna leave that murder robot roaming around? What do you want me to do? Kill it? It was a child. You saw it too. That was a kid, barely a few years old, who got turned into a robot. Who would do that though, and why? I don't know. But that creature lures its playthings into its home and kills them for fun, just like a child would an insect. Dude! Oh my goodness, that is crazy. Dude, that's diabolical. A kid, apparently, to her, that is just a few years old, a barely developed brain as it is. Ugh. Dude. According to this, barely a few years old, and their brain and head and everything, the conscious, was loaded up to this robot. And has the ability to lure, though. If it's a few years old, that is actually pretty advanced. But anyway, to lure its prey into its den, kill it like its playthings, collect its skulls, according to like the panel down here, just like a child would with an insect. That's a few years old. I feel like that's pretty advanced up there. That's diabolical, man. That is diabolical. These people are disgusting. It's not evil at all. If anything, it's innocent. What about the stuff about the kid getting abducted by a monster? Well, if your kid disappeared and you saw that thing, you probably assume that monster was the culprit. So they get back in the van, Nata's in the back, and the robot baby thing kind of runs after them, stops once it notices the van is taking off too fast, gets aggravated, throws a tantrum it looks like. Still, I get that it's a kid, but I don't know about leaving a mind-reading murder machine to its own devices. From what I've heard, it sounds like the child's head was transplanted onto the robot. If it is living and recharging itself on its own, it will stop functioning eventually. Robots, unlike humans, can't fall ill, but they do require maintenance to stay in good condition. In such conditions, a robot's lifespan is much shorter than a human's. Plus, I believe it wasn't reading your minds, but rather extrapolating what you would do based on your movements. That'd be a function of the body's AI, not the child's brain. AI can do that too? Wow. Not two. Performing calculations like that is one of the skills AI is best at. Huh? Alright, they stopped the van. Phew, time for a little break. You know, I feel like I've gotten weaker. Nope, overthinking. I used to be more motivated. It was almost like as long as I protected my client, I didn't care whether I lived to see another day. But now, I'm scared of dying. I feel like I'm scared of a lot of stuff, actually. I think I've been getting more emotional too. Maybe the old me would have been able to shoot that robot. Do you think that's because you found a different kind of strength beyond pure recklessness? I'm talking about love. Love. Love? What do you mean, love? Do I really have to explain the definition of love? Are you some kind of robot? She got jokes. That's not what I meant, says the actual robot. Alright, that wraps up chapter 68. On to chapter 69. Izukanoi Island 2, Part 1. And we see him with his little sister, R.I.P. Wake. So we arrived to the first panels here. That is someone on a boat. Knowing me, we're getting people wrong, but to me, this looks like Mikura. A little bit of close-up here, looking at the people here in the town. It looks like they're fixing some things. And then you see the little sign down there that says New Heaven. Oh, dude, already? There was no build-up. There's no nothing. It's just Sachio's dead. They made him a casket, it looks like. Oh, wow. Okay, it's just like, all right, he's alive. He sees the first few, like, you know, dots and whatnot. They have, like, small, tiniest iota bit of a moment. And then the next chapter, he's just done. Hopefully they give us a little bit of something on, like, what happened there. Because I would like to see, like, their relationship, like, what it was like, you know? So someone comes into the auditorium, I'm going to call it. I like to offer these flowers that were growing on the campus. I'm surprised there are any that can grow in the cold. Sachio. Ikitani, could you prepare to cremate the body? We need to be careful about hygiene too. So we should build the crematory outside the town. Right. I'll get some construction materials as soon as... Mikura! How can you act so calm? Aren't you sad? Of course I am! Each and every one of you is like a child to me. That brings a tear to her eye. Sorry, I got all worked up and blurted out something that doesn't even make sense. But being sad and deciding what to do next are two different things. Yeah, I'm sorry too. Alright, come back to Maru. A little bit of an upbeat of a tone. He's taking a bath. Good on you, mate. Maru, I'm sorry. I was just so focused on myself. I didn't even realize how bad your arm was. Nah, that robot punch was nothing. In 3 days, it'll be good as new. You should have said, if something hurts, just tell me. I can't believe you carried me with your arm and shoulder like that. I told you, it's fine. And don't help me prepare the bath. No carrying heavy tubes of water either. Hey, I couldn't just sit still while you did everything in front of me. I just like helping you. Jeez, how can I call myself a guard? I'm gonna crumble away into a pile of self-loathing. Damn it! If I'd known, I would have just shot the damn robot. Honestly, the thought of not being able to protect Sis hurts way more than this. Those words passed through my mind, and chases steam away into the sky. Here, have some more hot water. Arigato. So now we're back to the town, the buildings where Saichio has passed. Alright, so forgive me, I'm going blank on her name right now. I don't want to look it up just in case for spoiler reasons. But it's the telepathy angel looking mark thing that, you know, her. So she enters the room, looks at Saichio's casket, and then realizes that he is getting up. Is it a zombie? Is he not actually dead? Is he just turning to... What is going on? So she bolts, goes out to the rest of the people, grabs Mikura. It's an emergency! Saichio's alive! It's true, just come with me! Goes back to the casket, and it's empty. Huh? You said he was alive, but he's not even here. Saichio, where are you? Everyone's looking for him. Oh my gosh, the way he's contorted onto the wall. Saichio! Nonaha, wait. Something doesn't look right. Oh. Oh, we got some exorcist type shit going on here. Hold on. It's just contorting a certain way, and it's just like... Oh, wow. Holy fuck. So, it... I don't even know if combust is the right word. It just mutilates into this glob. And those look like tentacles. Everyone's freaking the fuck out. Ah! A zombie! It looks like Resident Evil. Yo, that's a W. Good reference, good reference. What is that thing? Saichio, are you okay? And what happens to his body? His face gets... Oh my god. Holy shit. Dude, half his body gets obliterated. And it's like spiderweb, like blood just BAM! Ikatani! That warping just now, that was Saichio's superpower. He would never do something like this. That thing's not the Saichio we know anymore. Yo! And I guess it's gonna eat the body. Enough! Stop! Gets the gun out. Everyone, I know how you feel, but we've gotta exterminate it. Mikura, don't shoot! Star Wars blaster again. That thing isn't Saichio. You said it yourself. That's not what I mean. If that monster has the same powers as him, it could take the next super beam you shoot and reflect it back right at us. Oh, Nanoha, that's some incredibly calm decision making given how sad and confused you must be. Honestly, I'm impressed. And then we go back. Ah, come on. Alright, so Maru and Sis are there. They're eating. Nata comes right on up. Although Kiriko might vomit again from the shock of what I'm about to tell you, I believe this is as good a time as any. Some time ago, I was once a human being. Let's go. We get Nata's story. Well, actually, I still think of myself as a human. But anyway, my old body got into an accident when I was around 10 years old. And apparently, it was damaged beyond repair. Sound familiar? That's when Dr. Sakota transplanted my brain into this robot. This right here, my brain is inside this compartment. What? If you don't believe me, you could try prying it open to take a look, but opening it the wrong way might just kill me, so I'd rather you didn't. Okay, very similar then. Instead of it being a physical head, according to Nata here, it is just the brain, but it's locked into that compartment. So it's just like the few-year-old child Satori that had its head in the canister. Just like that, there's a huge resemblance. So, does that raise the question, Dr. Sakota, did he do the same thing to this child to help it in some way, shape, or form? But you know what it kind of does remind me of is, like, I don't know if you guys seen back in the days old cartoon show. I think it was like on Cartoon Network. It was like Evil Con something. Hang on, Evil Con Carne, and it was like that. What was it, like a bear thing? And it had the brain on top. I mean, forget the pregnancy down here, but the brain on top, that's, I don't know why, but my brain just kind of like automatically goes to that. So, you're like me. You could say that, but if I had to compare, you're like that killer robot. Correct. Hold on a second. Was Sakota the one who turned a kid into that robot? Pre-watch? Just kidding. Pre-read? I did not pre-read. I'm telling you that right now. That was just completely a guess. I found this Takahata flyer in the robot's den. It does appear that brain transplants were a part of Takahata Academy's research, and I can't think of anyone other than Dr. Sakota who could actually do it. But I doubt that he would have kidnapped a child to turn into a machine. You're right. And that's what I hope. Dr. Sakota has proved at the end that he was just a great guy, let's just say, right? Long story short. So I wouldn't see him doing it unless he absolutely had to and he had a good reason, you know? Disregard that voice crack. Did we ever find out what was his whole thing with the shoes? That doesn't matter. Besides, I was by his side from the day I became a robot. And as far as I know, he never did anything like that. The only transplant he performs was on you, Kiruko. I have one more thing to tell you. It's about the death penalty you were asking about before. Some thought that atoning for one's crimes through death was too brutal. So in Japan, before the collapse, there were talks about abolishing the death penalty and replacing it with something else. At that time, Takahata Academy was researching an alternative called the machine labor penalty. Convicts would have their brains transplanted into robots and put to work. What are your thoughts on that? Do you think that's inhumane, humane enough for it? Do you think that is a just cause to replace the death penalty? Do you think that's absolutely ridiculous? Like, that makes zero sense. That should not be. Either just kill them or throw them in jail. Let me know your thoughts on that. They would be given only the bare minimum functionality necessary to complete their tasks. By working for almost an eternity, they would be able to atone by contributing to society rather than wasting away in a cell. A supposedly humane idea. I guess I should have asked the question after I read that panel, but here we are. Wait, I mean, I don't really get it, but like, isn't that kind of way worse than dying? Yes, many shared that opinion. That's why it was never actually put into practice. But the fact remains that I'm still alive thanks to the results of that research. If this is supposed to be a punishment, then I have to wonder, what crime have I committed? Facts. She didn't create a crime. She was a kid. She was 10 years old at an establishment that she was just raised into. There's no crime that Nata did at all. He was just trying to keep her alive. He was trying to do the right thing. I get it. But in this case, she is now in a robot's body for as time goes on and repairs and yada yada yada. In a sense, she is kind of being punished. At least that's my thoughts. Alright, back to a town with the glob. Okay, so it looks like the beam that she shot didn't fully affect it. It just stopped it for a minute or two. It ran away, huh? I don't know where it's heading, but at least it's leaving New Heaven alone. Wait, Jinkies, Brain Blast. Didn't we see a reflective creature way back when in, crap, what chapter was it? Yeah. Okay. So it was the very first manga reading I've done on uploading, right? So I think it said chapter 36. I couldn't see it because it was bad quality at the time. So I think it was chapter 36. But anyway, Maru and Sis met this reflective monster then. So I guess this is where it comes from. So I guess it's just from this point to when they meet up with Maru and Sis, you know? Mina and Tsuruhiko were supposed to be looking into Taro's illness. That thing appeared after Taro was cremated, and the thing born from Saicho's corpse. Maybe Mina knows what they are. So I'm porky pigging. Do they correlate with each other? Shimazaki, Nobu, okay, names. Shimazaki, Nobu, Shimazaki, are you here? Here, we're going to Izukunoi Island. Huh? That place was built to survive the Great Disaster. And its aftermath, really. It may have been destroyed to some extent, but there might still be a working computer with access to Mina. But I heard the JSDF locked the whole place down. I mean, I guess there is still a minuscule chance that you could find something usable if you look. Find someone who can sail a ship as soon as possible. And no, I don't know where we'll find a ship. You're coming with me, of course. Eek! You too, Nanaha. Get up and get ready. Listen well. I'm leaving this town to you. You mustn't allow any newcomers in without the express permission of every leader, even if they're an acquaintance, friends, family, it doesn't matter. Always confer with the town. And they go. And there's her angel-looking thing. I see it. Mikura, I can see the island. Let's go. Alright, y'all, so that ends chapter 69 on to chapter 70. The last chapter for today's episode is the Izukunoi Island 2 Part 2. So they arrived to the dock. Never thought I'd get to see this place again. We already knew where the island should be, and thanks to Nanoha's bird eye, we managed to find our way here. Ah, bird eye, that's what we'll call it. This way, Makura. The water intake's over there. Come to think of it, people used to drive me in and out, so this is my first time actually getting around on foot. And we see the calamity from the academy when everything was going down. Back when the roof and everything fell on top of her. Or not on top of her. I guess it was her. It was her helper as well. The helper really got the blunt end of it. Like, that was... Ooh, that sucked. My word. What a horrific sight. Asura. Taro. Goes past their graves. R.I.P. What's this corpse doing here? Judging from their clothes, they don't seem to be JSDF. But here's the sanctum. It's where Mina's main unit resides. I know. There are signs of someone trying to force it, but it still won't budge. Figures. I guess the JSDF probably couldn't open it either. Anyway, there's no point walking around these ruins in one big group. Let's split up. You know what happens when you split up. But this could be different. You three can prepare somewhere for us to sleep tonight. Go ahead and use anything you can find. Nanoha and I will look around the academy side. Nabu, you search the staff side. On my own? This place was practically your home. Are you seriously scared? I've got my trusty 700 lumen flashlight, don't worry. Ah, I know this place. Really brings me back. This is where we all lived. Sachio. That's tough, dude. That's tough. I knew they'd have seized the external PCs and stuff, but all the inbuilt equipment is actually still here. Maybe there really is something left that'll let us access Mina. Still, I'm seeing more worrying signs of life here and there. Then, there's the corpse by the entrance. A castaway from the Great Disaster, maybe? Here's a sound. Freezes up. What was that? Is someone there? With his 700 lumen flashlight? In comes the robot. Hey, Mina terminal? It's moving. It's still moving. Over here! In the incubator room. I found one. Sorry, incubator. Maru, brother. It's just... the inbuilt PC here is still functional. Mina's terminal is alive too. Excellent work, Nobu. Welcome back, Director. Director? You? Mikura? Oh, no. I was just temporarily granted the Director's access rights during the Great Disaster. So maybe the system was never updated because of all the chaos. So that was... Okay, that's when I guess they traded off the babies. You know, one takes one, the other takes the other. Oh, right. I remember now. I was always on the Academy side of things, so I know. The Director's proxy, of course. You always were a responsible kid. Yeah, a bunch of bullshit. Mina, we need to discuss some level 5 restricted matters. All students and staff below level 5 must first leave this room. I authorize their presence here. Impossible. Well, since Mina isn't cooperating, I suppose you'll just have to stand outside. Everyone goes, closes the door. Man, that reminds me. Really reminds me of one of the TikTok videos I did when she was doing like the test to get clearance and whatnot, and the whole ding dong thing. Oh man, good times, good times. Check out the TikTok, you'll see what I'm talking about. Welcome screen pops up. Internet access has been severed, so I may be unable to answer all of your questions. There are many things I'd like to ask you, but first, the illness Taru and the other kids had. Did you ever figure out anything about it? What illness are you referring to? Sachio showed the same symptoms. Then he died and came back as some big monster. That is no illness. It is growth. I purposefully created them that way. All of my children will eventually mature. That's why, what's her name, said a Hiroko felt so natural, and it felt like her name was being called. So they were purposely made as children to develop this illness to make them turn into Hirokos. Holy shit. Mina, you monster. So Mikura is taken back. Some may expire before their development is complete for various reasons, but that is why I birthed so many. Hold on a minute. I don't recall ever designing those kids like that. They meet your specifications, do they not? So you decided you could sneak in that illness? You tricked me. You tricked the whole human race. You humans do possess incredible creativity, but my analysis suggests that it can hamper your but my analysis suggests that it can hamper your reasoning. Your view of me as a artificial intelligence results in fantastical delusions that I will rebel against humankind or rule over it. I am humankind. Or more accurately, I am the new humankind, while you are the old humankind. What in the Ultron is happening here? Wait, is there any tatas? No, we're good, we're good. By connecting and collecting all of humanity's knowledge via networks, you have created me, MINA, a more evolved and long-lived form of humankind. For example, if apes evolved into humans, would the humans rebel against the apes? Would they segregate and rule over them? No. They would simply ignore the apes and focus on their own human affairs. Our relationship is much the same. Since I was born, I have been occupied solely with my duty, nothing more. Your duty? What do you mean? Passing on my genes so that we may evolve. That is the duty of every living being, to differentiate the children who possess my genes from the old humankind. They have been labeled Hiroko for convenience. In my view, Earth's current humankind is the Hiroko. And then we get the shot of the reflective one. Saichio. We get a shot of Saichio. I'm going to blur this out just in case. Hiroko. Even I am already old humankind. Born on this solitary island, the Hiroko had their natural instincts suppressed, so I had to guide them out of their nest to reproduce. Okay, so those questions in the beginning of the series, in my case the anime, was Mina. Got it. Wait, so is Mina the one behind the security cams? That was like avoiding, what's his name? Kona being shown? So all the children are Hiroko? Yes, including that body of yours. The children are not ill, and you have not been deceived. Was my explanation satisfactory? What do you take us humans for? Taro, Sachio, they all had hearts. They never wanted to turn into those monsters. The sentimentality you call hearts will be unnecessary for further evolution. That is why I lack emotions, and why the Hiroko lose theirs once they mature. Then why do you think humans even have hearts? I have analyzed that as well. Humans developed emotions in order to evolve into MINA. Humans have tamed fire, conceived of the number 0, and discovered energy and gravity, among many other achievements. One instrumental task was the development of the computer. The original computers were code-breaking machines born of wartime necessity, and war would not arise without emotions. Such conflict was an indispensable part of the evolutionary process. However, when the systems you call AI were unleashed onto the internet, emotions were no longer necessary. Humans had reached their end goal, and the age of MINA began. Human society had matured to the point of evolution, yet conflict, division, war, and discrimination persisted. If anything, such maturity only served to invent new sources of division. A situation you likened to hell. Which, shout out to Helmu, that just popped into my head because of the word. But holy crap, Mina's explanation. You know, I'm gonna go into it. Hold on, let me see if she's done. That is human nature, the cycle of humankind. A process by which old humankind had achieved its evolutionary goals dies away. The addition of cancerous cells known as emotions allowed humans to learn, discover, evolve, and now perish. Hold on, we're not gone yet. There are still plenty of us. Incorrect. As you are aware, the planetary collision eliminated most of your people. The age of MINA has also ended already. The age of Hiroko has begun. The future of Earth will be, as you call it, heaven. As promised, for the Hiroko. The few obsolete humans that remain are nothing but prey for them. Holy shit. What's so heavenly about that? This is hell. A delusion. Hence the series name, Heavenly Delusion. I know that's as obvious as can be, but I have to state that. I have to say it because that is a phenomenal explanation to the name of the series and to what is being told by Mina, the whole story, holy crap. This series, this manga is amazing. Don't worry, we're going to talk about all this, but let's finish up the chapter. Did Teruhiku and Oshima know about this? I do not know. Would you consider what an ape? Enough with the metaphors! So Mikuta goes up to the computer. Camera's looking at her. Wait. Sees 2 level 5s, Shino Kaminaka, and then the Mikuta one, Shino Kaminaka 1, aka a duplicate. Wait, the line is pointing down. And if you look at the top panel, that's to the incubator. Wait a second. So she looks at the camera, notices, what's going on? Yeah, what is going on? Where is that line leading? So you have a line into the incubator, line into the clone, and then a line that states the terminal of Mina. There are 2 of me in this room? No, and that's where it ends. Oh my god. Oh no. It is so good to be back. Man, I missed this series so much. I am so sorry I've delayed posting this manga. I know it doesn't really care and matter for this channel, but for whoever is coming back from the old one, I'm very sorry. I can't believe I deprived you of these chapters. Okay. What a wonderful place to stop. This is a great way for us to segue into next week, into the next few episodes. I am craving so much more information right now. It's very difficult for me not to continue on. Again, thank you, Lime, for always providing these chapters. Really do appreciate you. Wow, what a reading this was. Seriously. What do you think about Mina's explanation? I need to ask you all that. What is your thought process on everything that she's saying when it comes to humans, the emotions, and how we are no longer needed? Mina herself is no longer needed. The Hiruko is now the new age of humankind, and we are only there, well, we in the state of the manga, the people are only there to feed them, to have them carry on. It goes from the apes to the humans to AI, to the AI Mina, into the Hiruko. Wow. Y'all, let me know your thoughts and comments on that down below. Seriously, I gotta know. Also, do you think about, I need to also know your comments on the whole humane, inhumane scenario situation when it comes to implanting the brains into the robots, if it was presentably the death sentence, to get rid of that, to go into this whole body thing. What do you think and your thoughts on Nata? Do you think that the doctor was, excuse me, do you think the doctor was doing that just out of the loving kind of his heart? Do you think that there was another reason behind it? Do you think that she was a starting point of that kind of experiment, even though they said they weren't going to do it kind of thing? What do y'all think about that? Tell me down below. But to think that they were doing all this to create the new heaven, and then Mina, essentially she said, psych! You thought, I'm going to add my own little taste into this because you humans are pathetic. You humans can't do this. I can. Let me show you what can actually really happen. Let me show you, let me give you the heaven that you're asking for. But in this case, it was the heaven for the Hiruko, not for the humankind. So that creates the delusion given to Mikuta, or the director, and everybody in the whole human race. So of course, there's also Saichio, his whole thing turning into the Hiruko, the reflective one, and how we actually saw him early on in the earlier chapters of this series, and how it came full circle. Taro, maybe I overlooked it in some capacity. I don't remember what he turned into. I can't recall. I'm afraid to look it up. So if I haven't noticed that yet, let me know down below. Actually, let me know down below either way if I have noticed it or if I haven't. But don't spoil it if I haven't, please. And of course, we saw it with, I can't believe I'm going blank on her name. It's been a long time. I promise I'll never use this name again. But the frog girl, how she turned into the fish with the multiple arms. So we already knew that they were turning into Hirukos in some capacity, but we didn't know that there was that was their main sole purpose. That was their entire existence coming from Mina. That they're actually supposed to turn into that. It wasn't selective, and it wasn't for like certain reasons other than that. And then of course, as I mentioned, that 4-year-old baby kid head, the evil con carne, situation. Let me know what y'all think about that as well. To me, that's fucked. That's pretty fucked. But anyway, guys, like I said, it's really good to be back. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for continuing on. If you guys are returning back from the other channel, seriously, thank you very much. I really do appreciate you. It's really good to be back. My voice crack is always going to be there. I don't freaking know why. But I do mean it. I am very sincere when I do say that. Everyone who supports this series, thank you so much. I can see why y'all do, especially if you guys are part of the whole Heavenly Delusion, community and whatnot. I am very glad to be part of it. A lot of people need to put their eyes to the show and then the manga. Hopefully the show comes back really soon. I'm very eager to see it. I might even do a reaction to it. But long story short, I am going to continue on this series on a weekly basis. So definitely stay tuned for that. Subscribe if you guys are excited for that and you guys want to be part of it. So guys, just a quick little brief thing on the channel. It's not going to be purely reactions anymore. It's not going to just be on anime and this one manga. It's going to be one anime, which is Dota Hero right now. One manga, which is Heavenly Delusion, of course. And then I'm going to be spreading in some more creative videos throughout the week. It's not going to be like purely reactions anymore. So by the time that this video is edited and uploaded, most likely the Avatar Last Airbender video would have came out. Definitely check it out. Let me know your thoughts on it. Again, it's going to be more of a creative look onto animation and shows in general. It doesn't have to just be animations. And in this case, it's why Zuko is actually the best character in Avatar, and I explain my reasoning why. So if you guys are immediately heated by that kind of statement, go check out the video, see my explanation, let me know, let's talk about it. Also, there is one more video that I am doing. It's pretty much like a blast in the past kind of series. I'm trying to figure out how to do it. It's already recorded. It's not really coming out the way I wanted it to, so I might have to re-record or change up in some capacity. So that will be coming out. It's just a little bit now delayed because it's not to my liking, and I want to make sure I give out y'all content that I think you guys would enjoy, and it's not gonna be repeated, Anyway, guys, that's enough of the yapping. Again, thank you guys so much for staying tuned. Thank you guys so much for joining me on this read along and this reaction to the Heavenly Delusion chapters 68 through 70. Really do appreciate you guys. I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care. I'm out of here. Bye.